Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's going on? It is your boy Noah Jones, and welcome to Today in Hip Hop, Season 2, Episode 4. We got some interesting things to discuss today. We have some Chris Brown news. We have some lit Yoshi news. We have some information about Kodak Black's recent arrest. And somebody tried to shoot up a Yo Gotti concert, ladies and gentlemen. It's the hip-hop world and the culture never ceases to amaze me. It's always something interesting going on in the culture. All right, so actually, another thing we're going to do is we're going to give you some industry story time with Noah Jones today. I'm going to talk about something personal that happened to me as well. Some industry shit from somebody you guys may know and love. Now, let's start this show off with your boy Chris Brown. Chris is under fire for allegedly keeping $1 million after canceling his concert during sound check. Brown recently started his One of Them Ones tour with Lil Baby, and the news of Brown allegedly skipping out with the money arrived shortly after. Houston activist LaJuan Bailey spoke about her alleged experience working with the singer, noting that she has taken legal action due to Brown not honoring their agreement. Bailey says a construction and real estate company booked Brown to appear at a benefit concert on March 19th to raise funds for homes damaged during Hurricane Ida. She claimed the singer canceled the show during sound check, shortly before he was scheduled to perform. Bailey said he scrapped his appearance even after she got him a private plane like he requested. Now, this is very unfortunate, especially when you know that Chris Brown's recent album, his record sales aren't living up to his own hype and to what he believes they should be doing. But don't take it from me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it from the young lady herself.
Good afternoon. My name is LaJuan Bailey, and I am Vice President and co-owner of DML Real Estate Investors. I sought Chris Brown out to do a benefit concert so that we can raise money for our hurricane relief program that we have. And the reason for that is so that we can raise money for all of the victims that have had hurricane problems that didn't get any help, like from Red Cross or Baker Hughes or any of those type of entities, and their houses have still been left in shambles, basically. So with the help of our community activist, Sandra Hines, we got together last year, and my husband, Brian Smith, so that we can figure out what we needed to do. Hurricane Ida came through and destroyed Louisiana. Then right after that, we had Hurricane Nicholas, where we're actually building homes right now. We had problems there. So I reached out to Chris Brown's camp and asked them, is there any way that you can do a benefit concert for us? They agreed. I sent them their deposit. I sent them a travel buyout, and I sent them their back end several days prior to him coming to Houston. We had a reschedule due to Travis Scott's problem. We had a reschedule because it was normally, it was supposed to be November 21st. We rescheduled to March the 19th. Chris Brown's camp, they canceled during our sound check, which left me with a lot of hardship, a financial hardship, and it left all the people that were depending on me to have the rehabilitation of their homes without that happening, because he has in excess of $1 million that I spent just to get him here. So my plea right now is to ask Chris and his management or whoever is responsible for that money. We have spoken with the police. They have subpoenaed his records. They found out the wires that we sent and the deposits that we gave him prior to him showing up, that he is a signer on that account. So it's not like he doesn't know that he was supposed to be here. Everyone rallied around me, my people from the city, State Representative Ron Reynolds, because we were trying to do a good thing for our citizens, for Houston and Southeast Texas and our sister state, Louisiana. And we're just asking that he please send us that money back.
Wow. Well, all right. His name is on the accounts, so he definitely got the money. And anybody that's, in business is always going to be checking their money to make sure they got their money, or to see what's going on, whether their money is up or or their money is down. So it seems like she took the necessary actions to make sure that things were covered on her end. Why would he cancel? Why would he not speak to them? Why is there no communication back and forth? Now, people usually don't take there's only a few kinds of people that would just take the money and run. In these kind of situations, there's a paper trail for everything. You know what I mean? There's a paper trail for everything. Sometimes, and I don't know how true this is, but I'm going to speak on personal experience, and I'm going to speak on what has been said throughout the industry, that Chris Brown has allegedly had substance abuse issues in the past. I say that to say this. Sometimes when you're under an influence of any kind of foreign substance, you actually make decisions and forget that you're making these crazy decisions. Sometimes things will happen and you'll wake up the next day and be like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that was going on. Your whole mind is in a whole different place. Now, I don't know if, it was unclear. She said canceled during sound check. She didn't specify whether Chris Brown was there working on his own sound check and canceled, or was it the sound check for the actual event before he got there, or whatever the case may be. So she wasn't specific in that interview whether or not it was, whether he came there, did his sound check, and then canceled, or was it a sound check for, the entire event, which he just missed because whatever the situation. Now, I'm going to go into story time with Noah Jones. I'm going to give you a personal example of something that I've experienced where substance abuse can pretty much take control of you and you have no idea what the hell is going on. Now, for all my OG hip-hop heads, do you remember a rap artist by the name of Knocturnal? At one point in time, he was poised to be the next big thing on the West Coast. Before Kendrick Lamar, before Nipsey Hussle, before J-Rock, before Glasses Malone, before any of these artists that we may know today, there was Knocturnal. Knocturnal was Dr. Dre's protege. Dr. Dre basically took him under his wing and did a lot of things for this guy, right? Knocturnal and I met one day. I was in a grocery store. He was in there shopping. And to make a long story short, we ended up building a relationship and we worked on a ton of records together. He and I recorded a lot of songs together. Now, one particular situation, I noticed right off the gate that he was a heavy alcoholic. And this may have ruined a lot of his business dealings or bridges got burned or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Now, me, I'm not one to judge somebody. I basically take people according to how they treat me in the situation that I'm in with them. I let that dictate how things are going to be. I don't really care what you're into, but once that shit starts affecting me, then we got a problem. So, case in point, when I was in the studio with Knocturnal, I had my own in-house recording studio. And, he came out to the studio to record several times. And I noticed there was an issue. You know what I mean? People would message me and say, yo, I see you got Knocturnal in your studio. Tell him that he owes me this. Or tell him that he owes me money. Or tell him that he never finished this even though I paid for it. Or tell him that he never sent me this verse that I paid for. Or that he didn't show up for this show. Or whatever the case may be. There was a lot of people in my inbox that were complaining about his lack of professionalism. I swept it under the rug because, like I said, it didn't affect me directly because I wasn't doing any business with Knock. I was just recording records with the guy. You know what I mean? And I mean, as far as like our relationship, I've been to his stepmother's house where he was living, hung out with his kids, brought my baby moms and them over there at the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I just met him and it was just a music relationship. It was like we was cool. We was friends. So one of the artists that I used to record with, I had him, he would always come over to the studio, record. He would pay me for studio time. And he knew that I worked with Knock. And I said, yo, if you're interested, I can get you a feature from Knock. Not only can I get you a feature, you can come to my studio and record with him directly. He was like, oh shit, I'm an OG fan. Hell yeah, I'm down. I'm more than down to do that. So I said, look, this is the price that he's quoting. It's going to be $250. And basically you come over, I'll record y'all shit. I'm not taking a percentage of nothing, You do business with me on a regular basis. So, you're like family to me because you already put money in my pocket and I helped you with your career as far as advice, et cetera, et cetera. So, make a long story short, Knock comes over. The guy comes over. He pays Knock the $250. He also brings out some OG, original Knocturnal CDs that they don't even sell in the store no more. So this is how you know that this guy was a legitimate fan in order to get Knocturnal to actually autograph his CDs. So this guy was a long-term fan. So what happens is they get to talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and not getting to the business. So what happens is by the time they get ready to record, it's already midnight. Now, mind you, I have a home recording studio with a family on the other side of the house. There is no way that we're going to be able to start a studio session at damn near midnight. You know what I mean? Especially since they was both at the house like 4 hours prior. So basically, in a nutshell, what happens is Knocturnal gets upset. Mind you, he has the guy's money in his pocket already. Knocturnal gets upset and leaves the house, leaves his belongings, leaves everything at my house because he's got money in his pocket, and calls his wife and has his wife drive an hour and some change away to come pick him up from my house. So that way he doesn't have to sit there and do the recording session. Mind you, Knock had already been at my house for 3 days, and the plan was for him to be there for at least 2 days more because we had some clothing business that we was going to deal with the following day. So what happens is he creates this argument, he gets all mad, he takes the guy's money, and he leaves. Now the guy is looking at me like I set him up, and he's like, yo, did you set me up to get robbed for $250, et cetera, et cetera? And I'm like, no, how the fuck was I supposed to know that he was going to do this? The drugs and the alcohol had this guy going crazy. So bad so to where my entire studio couch from where he was sleeping smelt like alcohol just reeking through his pores. Just even after he showered, you still smelled vodka coming straight through his pores. This is how bad the situation was. So I say that to say this about Chris. Let me finish the story. So after he takes the guy's money, right, and he leaves, I didn't hear from this guy till the following day. And remember, we were supposed to be doing business the following day. So this guy calls me, Knocturnal calls me, and asks me, hey, we still meeting with such and such today to do the clothing line business, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, do you not realize that you basically robbed one of my artists last night? Do you not realize that you took this guy's money, haven't returned none of his phone calls, and did not record the verse for this guy? He acted as if nothing happened. Like he didn't remember what the hell was going on. And at that point, that's when his relationship and my relationship parted ways. I got the rest of his belongings. I dropped them back off in Cerritos, where he was living at the time. This is California. Dropped them back off on his mother-in-law's porch and kept it pushing and hadn't spoke to that man since. It's been years. But the drugs and the alcohol had his mind in a position to where he didn't even realize that he wronged not only a customer of mine, he wronged me because I'm the one that put him in position to make this money from this guy anyway. And how broke do you have to be to run off with $250 from somebody? Given the background that he's had. He's had songs with Dr. Dre, Missy Elliott. I mean, the guy, Snoop Dogg, the guy was a bona fide star at one point. But yet he's ruining relationships for $250. Those are druggy habits. Those are alcoholic habits. Those are crackhead habits. You know what I mean? That's what I mean as far as the Chris Brown situation, to where he may have did this and not even know what's going on, maybe due to substance abuse. You know, who knows? It's extremely possible. But like I said, I don't know Chris Brown personally, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this right here is going to pan out, because this woman did all her homework. And the cold part about it is she's a black woman. She's a black woman. In a news article, there's a bunch of black people standing all behind her. Why must we do this to our own people? Why do we complain about other races doing us dirty when we do this to ourselves? We do this shit to ourselves, and then we want to complain about everybody else. Look, here's the thing. Because it seems like all the other nationalities and all the other races are against us, that should be even more reason for us to stand together and not do each other dirty. Because here's the thing, nobody apparently likes us. They like us for entertainment purposes only. They like us for fashion. They like us to dribble a basketball. They like us for sports. They like us for movies and music. But they don't really like us. If you really like somebody, you don't treat them unfairly. You don't do some of the things to us that these other cultures have done to us. We are the most limited race of human on the place of this earth. The black race is the most limited. Couldn't read for 400 years. Had laws in place to stop us from buying houses. I mean, we legitimately are behind in a race 400 years. All these other cultures have had a head start, and they don't like us. You go to China, they don't like you. You go to some of these other places, they don't like you. So we need to stand together as people and not wrong each other like this. You know what I'm saying? The moral, your moral compass needs to be better than that. You need to have a better moral compass to make sure that you're one with your people and just one with the universe and your environment. You know? So it's a sorry situation. So I'm looking forward to see how it pans out. And I'll keep you guys updated, you know, as the things go. Now, there was a man in Memphis. He tried to show up to Yo Gotti's birthday bash 8 with his sights on killing concert goers and a mass shooting attempt. This was a white guy. This adds to my point. These people are out here trying to kill us. But yet we spending more time killing each other. We're making the job real easy for the other cultures that don't like us. We're making it extremely easy. Extremely easy. Says right here, look, birthday bash 8 with the sights on killing concert goers and a mass shooting attempt. However, the police stopped the man before he could go through with his plan. The Memphis Police Department says they stopped 28-year-old Elijah Hyman after they responded to an armed mental consumer who called in the 200 block of South Main Street, and the police report went on to say that he appeared distraught due to a breakup between him and his girlfriend. See, these motherfuckers get emotional. They break up with their girl, they lose money in the stock market, and then they want to go out and kill a whole bunch of black people. I don't understand this. What have we done? And here's the cold part about it. People try to paint us like we the most vicious people of all time, like we so vicious. And a lot of our stuff is directed at ourselves. We don't go out and just pick random white people and just start shooting people and start stabbing people and killing. It's never that way. But it's the other way around when it comes to us. You know, this guy broke up with his girl as if that was the last piece of pussy ever in the world. And he decided he was going to get ready to throw his whole life away and go shoot some black folks at a Yo Gotti concert. I don't understand these people. First and foremost, nigga, there's billions of bitches out there. Start over. Get your shit together and go find another female. You don't have to throw your life away because you break up with one fucking girl. Rebuild. You're a man. Rebuild. Rebuild. So not only did he want to kill all the black people, he wanted to kill himself and everyone that he saw coming from the event. And the event was at the FedEx Forum. But the police actually arrested him and charged him with commission of an act of terrorism. So Yo Gotti also addressed the situation, saying thank you to the fans, to the artists, and everyone involved behind the scenes for making the birthday bash a smooth, secure, and successful event. Where we were informed of a potential threat regarding an individual seeking to harm attendees leaving the birthday bash that occurred 3 hours after the show ended. He said, I would also like to thank the Memphis Police Department for their swift and proactive action, ensuring that all attendees return home safely. I find that amazing. You know what I find amazing? I love it when the gangsters be shouting out the police. You supposed to be anti-police. But when the shit works in your favor, it's thank you, police. Yes, master, I love you. Thank you so much. I don't understand that, but I love it. You anti-police, you selling drugs, killing your community, all that other shit, but then you're going to thank the police for keeping your event smooth. So luckily this guy is going to jail, and that's fantastic. So, we'll see what happens. I'll if I find some more news on him, I'll make sure I report that. Now, your boy Lit Yoshi, rapper Lit Yoshi, he pleads guilty to charges in 2 gang-related shootings. Previously, it was reported that rapper and Fredo Bang affiliate Lit Yoshi was arrested on a first-degree murder charge. Jail records showed the rapper was being held on a $200,000 bond. Now news surfaces noting that the rapper has pled guilty to charges in 2 gang-related shootings. Lit Yoshi reportedly pled guilty to the charges this past Thursday and was given a sentence of 15 years in prison at hard labor. Along with that, he'll get 3 years of active supervised parole. 15 years in the Bing, brother. You ain't rapping no more, brother. By the time you get out, everything's going to be so different. They're going to be on iPhone 25. We're going to have flying cars. The world's going to be different 15 years from now, brother. 15 years can bring a lot of changes. Now, I doubt it was self-defense. I'm all for a person defending themselves, especially if they're in a situation that threatens their life. We got to move smarter as individuals and not allow ourselves to be put in these kind of predicaments to where we get ourselves in these kind of traumatic situations. Because the only thing that's going to happen is we're going to blame our kids. We're going to blame our past. We're going to blame everybody else. We're not going to take any accountability. And if we do have children, they have to grow up without us in the home. It's traumatic. It's a traumatic experience. 15 years behind bars. Now, who knows, if he gets out early, who knows if he ends up having to do even more time. If he has a child, his child is going to suffer. And these kids nowadays, they look at you like, nigga, you went to jail, so don't tell me what to do. If I want to go to jail, some of them, they use that as a badge of honor, and they be like, yo, I'm going to jail like my pops. They look at that like a badge of honor, like stripes, like it's an award. We have to do fucking better. And it's like we the only culture that glorifies this shit. And until we all get on the same page, we will never correct our situations. Now, your boy Kodak Black recently, he was arrested after the cops found 30 Oxycontin pills, 30 Oxy, and $50,000 cash when he was pulled over on the freeway. The charges for the rapper: possession of a controlled substance without prescription and trafficking. How many chances? He bailed out, actually. $75,000 to bail out. But how many times have we heard Kodak Black's name in the news? How many times? Quite frequently. A lot of times. How many chances does this nigga get? See, us as a culture, we gotta ask ourselves these questions. How many chances do we need to keep giving these people? How many chances before they just taking advantage of the system or taking advantage of people in general? Because here's the thing. Most law-abiding citizens, they feel weird if they leave their house without their driver's license, or if they leave their house and they forgot to pay their car insurance, or their registration ain't up to date. They drive a little different. They try not to be as seen so that way they don't draw no attention to themselves. They feel a little weird that all of a sudden, they're not driving the way they're supposed to be, that they riding dirty, like a millionaire would say. This guy has been pulled over with this type of stuff on him. At what point does he say, yo, I can't have that shit around me because I've already been in trouble so many times. There's only a matter of time before they throw the book at me. You see these people, these police that arrest these guys, they cut them somewhat slack because they look at it and they say, yo, this nigga will be back. He's a career criminal. He will be back. And once we have enough things on him, we're going to throw the book at this dude and he's going to be away forever. That's how they get us. They give you just a little more leash. Give you a little more leash. And right as you're running to that last little spot, they yank that shit back and have you fucked up. And throw your ass in jail. But we as a culture have to ask each other, look, how many chances do we need to give these people? So in the comments right now, I want you guys to put if you think that these type of characters should keep getting chances. Or should we just lock them up? Or should we be stiffer right from the beginning? Because a lot of these people in the news, they're making the same mistakes often and often, and they keep getting in trouble. So if he really cared about his fame, it must be something mentally wrong with these people, because if he really cared about what was going on, he would tell people, look, I don't need that shit around me because I'm not trying to go to jail for life. That's what any smart individual would say. You got hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, whatever you got. You're not doing bad. You're not working hard for your money. Rapping is the easiest job in the world. You put a pen on some fucking paper, you stand in front of the microphone, and you say some shit. And you can make millions of dollars doing it. The shit is not difficult. It's an easy fucking job. So he's not working hard. So at what point in time does he realize, yo, I don't want to give all this shit up? Can he look over and see Young Thug and Gunna in a fucked up situation and say, yo, I'm not trying to be like them niggas. I can't have that shit around me. But no, he gonna ride dirty with $50,000 cash on him. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to have 30 pills, 30 oxys. Like I said, at what point in time do we just say, you know what, enough is enough? Stop giving these people chances. And maybe if we stop giving people chances, people will stop doing the crime because they're going to realize, hey, we may not get out. So was the reward worth the risk? So I want you guys in the comments right now, whatever platform you find this podcast on, in the comments, tell me, do you think we should be giving people like Kodak Black, Young Thug, Gunna, Lit Yoshi, all these people more chances, chance upon chance upon chance? Because if you're going to change, you're supposed to change. Changing is something you can do immediately. All you got to do is look at your actions and be like, yo, I'm not going to do that again. So you guys discuss it in the comments. Let me know. It is your boy Noah Jones. This is Welcome to Today in Hip Hop, episode 4, season 2. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I respect y'all. Spread the word, man. Let people know about this podcast. Let people know how cool this shit is. If you like it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, forward the shit, share it on social media. Let everybody know what's going on, man. Feel free to talk in the comments. Feel free to share your points of view. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all want my opinion on next. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of things out there to talk about. Love y'all. Peace.